All right, well, here we go. This is week number 3, and this is the this will be the recap show, the front lines from Sports Illustrated. Unfriendly Conference number 13 falls to South Carolina, and you're going to see that result at the end of this. Well, actually, right now, as we take a look. And here we go. So, week number 3. Let's take a look right now. Week number 3, not Mountain West, but let's go to NCAA. There it is. And week number 3. And we're ready to go. First game, Iowa State beat Iowa, as it is 42-24 the final there. First of all, let's go over the rankings, because you're going to see the rankings anyway. Let's go over the rankings, the top 25 rankings, what everybody cares about, and then all the games. So here we go. Number 1 this week was a bye week for USC. They're 1-0. They remain it. They won one game, 91-21 over Hawaii. Number 2. Remember, these are all in the coaches poll. Number 2 is Tennessee. Tennessee a 58-0 win at Florida, which means they are looking solid. They have number 9, Florida, next week, which will be the game of the week. Number 3, Oklahoma. They beat Tulsa 48-22. They also beat TCU. They're 3rd in the poll. They were 4th last week. This week they are at UCLA, number 17. Michigan will be versus Eastern Michigan at home. Big win over Notre Dame this week. They go to 4th in the poll. They're looking good. They're looking for a chance. They're number 5, Louisville. 59-28 win over Kentucky. They go from 7th to 5th in the coaches, 10th to 9th in the media. The 6th, the Buckeyes. Huge jump as they go 41-0 over Texas. The media poll, they go from 8th to 2nd. And such a big jump. The coaches poll, they go 10th to 6th. It is always harder to jump in the coaches poll. It's more like a stepladder where the media will actually rank you. The Miami Hurricanes, they beat Florida State 69-56 in their last game. They will play Clemson next. They jump from 8th to 7th in the coaches, 10 to 8th in the media. LSU will play versus Tennessee. They destroyed Arizona State. Arizona State hanging on to that ranking after only a win against Temple. They didn't really deserve it. They go up to 8th and 6th in the media. Florida's number 9. They beat Louisiana Tech 102-35. They'll play at home against Tennessee next. They are 11th and 9th. They are 7th in the media poll, so they are in the top 10. Florida State. They rebounded. Miami had off, but they rebounded. They beat the Citadel 126-10. They go from 12th to 10th, 14 to 13th there. Iowa, they were number 3, and they got beat 42-24. So now they're 11th. They were 3rd, and now they are 11th. They drop all the way down. They got to win some big games afterwards. UNI is next. Arizona and Purdue. Purdue moved up a couple slots. They killed Akron. Arizona, well, they got them next. Texas against Rice. Texas lost big, 41-0 to Ohio State. They dropped 8 spots in the coaches, 7 in the media. Ewers is hurt for 2 weeks. So that hurts him, and, well, I mean, you're playing Rice and one more, so he might be able to get back easily there. Alabama 62-7 winners over Southern Miss. They play at South Carolina next. Remember, South Carolina just killed Georgia. So it's going to be very interesting. South Carolina could really be a team to beat. As Young, 24-41, 3 touchdowns. Alabama moves up. That'll be a game to watch. Texas Tech beat Florida International 93-13. They move up to 15th in the poll, coaches and media. UTEP 73-43 wins over New Mexico State. They were 20th, down their 16th, but still unranked in the media. UCLA is moving up. They had an ugly first win and an ugly second win. UCLA was down most of the game, pulled away against Rice. They're going to be at home against number 3 Oklahoma. We're going to see a lot there, but they moved up a little bit. Georgia moves down a lot. They lose to South Carolina at home. South Carolina might be a very good team. Bennett did not throw an interception there. Arizona State got killed and they dropped. There's a lot between the first and the second. But Boise State, a big win at Oregon State. 44-41, the 24th to 20th in the coaches. As they're 1-1, they got killed by Georgia. 25th to 24th in the media. It doesn't help that Georgia killed them. Fresno, 158-0 against Weber State. So they go from 25th to 21st. They move up in the media. Clemson, unranked last week. They beat Maryland 80-10. A big win, 80-10, but Clemson will be playing at home against number 7 Miami. That'll be a big test for them. The Wolfpack, unranked at 23rd. They beat Virginia Tech at home 36-24. A big game there. 24th, Iowa State, a huge home victory against Iowa. 42-24, unranked, and in the media, they jumped all the way to 14th from unranked. So that'll be very big for them. Michigan State gets ranked after a 70-37 win. Hawaii has lost 2, 91-21 and 70-37. They just got beat up there. Now let's take a look. That was the coaches poll. Let's take a look very quickly at the media poll. Let's go down. We saw a lot of that. Louisville 10th. Not ranked Iowa State. Not ranked South Carolina. And Boise State, Auburn. Auburn still stays in. In the regular poll, you have these others receiving votes. Dropping out as Auburn, Cal, Colorado State, and Virginia Tech. In the media poll, dropping out as Virginia Tech and Cal. Michigan State, Notre Dame got a couple votes. Though they lost, but they're not bad. You'll see them rise. No bowl game votes there. In the high, then let's take a look at the week and all of this, what happened here. So those are the current rankings on there. That is the coaches poll. 42-24, Iowa State, a big victory there. They were down. Duke beat Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech is 0-2, and they're out of it. Duke is all right. Pitt came back, killed Ohio, 42 fourth quarter points. And Pitt got some votes. They got to get beat somebody a little bit better. Oklahoma, 48-22 over Tulsa. Tulsa not as bad as their record is. Florida State won 26-10. We had that one. That was an easy one. We saw the 41 other was 31-0 at the half for Ohio State. Then they beat Texas. LSU 80-21. It was 49-14 at the half. Alabama was 21-7, 62-7 your final there. Ole Miss beat Memphis at Memphis in overtime, 56-53, in a great game. So Ole Miss is 1-0. Oklahoma State loses to Florida Atlantic in one of the most unbelievable games you'll ever see, 78-72, and triple overtime. Triple overtime. Florida Atlantic is now 2-0 and might be getting votes. Washington State now 69-28, the win there over Nevada. Well, Central Michigan loses to Miami. Miami 66-24 winners. Bowling Green beats Ball State 44-24. Middle Tennessee State, we saw 69-28 after getting killed by Alabama. Connecticut gets a win over 1AA East. It was 13-3 at the half, and they cruised. Penn State, remember last week it was tough, but now they kill Cincinnati 82-28. Baylor kills Samford 91-7. Arkansas State beat Tennessee Martin. You have these weird games, these get-back games. Purdue no problem with Akron. Kansas 108-7 over Appalachian State, who isn't bad at all, but they just crushed them. 108-7. West Virginia killed Wofford 119-0, but it's Wofford. Rutgers beat Villanova 139-21, but again it's Villanova. Indiana beat Nicholls State 106-0, but it's Nicholls State. San Jose State a surprise as they beat Illinois 40-0. San Jose State 2-0. Temple beat Wisconsin, and that's a big one. Temple, remember early on in the year, they lost to Arizona in the first game. That was a close one. Florida kills La Tech, Louisiana Tech 102-35. So Florida looking good. Eastern Michigan, big win over Lafayette. Arkansas beat Vanderbilt 56-24 in a great game, especially the fourth quarter. North Carolina comes back and beats Georgia Tech. They were down 41-17 and win 56-48. That was a big game. San Diego State beats Air Force. They feel they should have been 2-0. UAB beats Troy, and they're both 1-1, and they're both good teams. Stanford beats Navy. Navy came back, but Stanford got the onside kick there. Wyoming beats Louisiana Monroe 65-64. Wyoming 1-1. Kansas State 2-0, 59-13 over Marshall. Michigan State 70-37 over Hawaii. Also lost big to USC. Fresno State 158-0 there. Colorado won 10-13 after losing to Colorado State earlier on. Syracuse, a big second and third quarter, 69-56. Boise State beat Oregon State late in the game. And Boise State would like to climb the ladder here. TCU beat SMU. Great comeback, 41-13 in the second half for SMU. They couldn't do it. Michigan beat Notre Dame in a very big game. Very 45-35. Toledo beat Western Michigan. And Oregon blows out Montana after being down 28-7. Northwestern loses to Northern Illinois. Minnesota beat Colorado State. Nebraska beat Wake Forest. Kent State beat Missouri State. Houston over Sam Houston by 93. By 93, BYU 160-14. BC beat Army 31-10. Arizona 136-10 over Northern Arizona. And a good game. Washington is 2-0. They win 26-11. 38-17. Mississippi State beat Auburn. South Florida beat Florida A&M 131-17. UCLA a big win against Rice, a big comeback. Clemson killed Maryland by 70. Missouri wins by 72. Kentucky kills Idaho State 107-9. UNLV 83-41 over Idaho. Texas Tech, a big win there. And Utah comes back in the second half. 63-49 in a rivalry game. Big upset. South Carolina beat Georgia, and that is it. When you take a look at this, the Heisman watch, number 1 is Roydell Williams. Roydell Williams right now, 60 attempts, 696, 14 touchdowns. Number 2 is Miller Moss, 30 of 40, 507. For USC, 6 touchdowns. 3 is Keyshawn Boot. For LSU, 16 for 477. Marcus Stripling, the left end. He has no stats. And Naquan Wright, the halfback. And you see him there. I don't know what it's like, but 196 touchdowns. The conference standings are this. In the SEC, South Carolina is 1-0, the only one with a win in the SEC West, Mississippi State and Arkansas. Remember, all your SEC wins count, just not your division. The Sun Belt, the first six, Mid-Tennessee State with the win, then San Jose State, Fresno. So Fresno looking good defensively. And the Atlantic for the ACC, NC State and Clemson looking good early. The ACC Coastal, Miami, North Carolina, and Duke. With VT already down 2 games. That's not good. The Big Ten is all won, and nobody's played a conference game. The Ohio State 2 games, they've given up 3 points. Big 12 North, you got Nebraska right here. South, you got Oklahoma. In the Big East, you have West Virginia 153-7, but they do have a conference win. And that would be against Syracuse, a big loss for them. Tulane is number 1 over there, a big win. Well, East, you have ECU. West, you have Tulane. The MAC, Toledo, a MAC East. Bowling Green is 1, Miami is 1. In the West, Toledo, 1-0, they're second. Your Mountain West, UNLV, San Diego State, and then BYU is third, but that's probably because of ranking, UNLV and San Diego State. Pac-10, Washington is the only conference win, and the loss goes to Cal. So the players of the week for Houston. So Houston wins 103-10. This guy had 10 receptions, 216 yards. And for Florida State, you can see their redshirt freshman there. Redshirt freshman, free safety, 4 tackles, a sack, an interception, and we're going good there. Now taking a look at the next week. I think it has potential to be really big. 10, Florida State at BC. San Diego State at Ohio State. How good is I don't think they're looking to win, but if they make it within 20 points, that could be the best 1 and 2 team in the year. They should have beat UCLA. But they couldn't hold on. Iowa getting back on. Oklahoma at UCLA, a very good game coming up. Pitt at Nebraska, this is big. The winner might get ranked. The Pitt looking good. Nebraska same way. Oregon State at Louisville. Arkansas at USC. Well, you never know. We'll see how it is. Ohio at Virginia Tech. VT should get back. This is really the game of the week. Alabama at South Carolina. Rice at Texas. Tennessee at Florida. Another game of the week candidate. Utah at TCU. Houston at Utah. Wyoming at Air Force. Southern Illinois and Western Michigan. Sam Houston State at Texas Tech. Toledo and Temple. NC State there. Michigan, Penn State, and Rutgers at Buffalo. Baylor at Army, Akron, there it is. Florida Atlantic, Kentucky at Indiana, Miami at Kent, West Virginia, Maryland. So Michigan State at Notre Dame. South Florida, they're 1-1. How are they going to do against UCF? Jacksonville at UAB. Tennessee Tech, Tulsa, Troy, Chattanooga, Northwestern State, Idaho at Washington, Monroe at Georgia, So Washington State, West at Stanford, Texas A&M, SMU. Illinois at Cal, two teams. Wow. They both need that. New Mexico State, New Mexico, that'll be big, and that's it. That'll be big. All right, well, that's going to be it for today. Really, week 5, after week 5, or after about 5 games, so week 6 or 7, we're going to be able to rank the teams with consistency, but that'll be it today. Have a great day. We'll see you later.